Hi, my name is Gibson, and I'm the creator of the Personal Development School. This is your daily breakthrough video, and in this video, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some of the biggest reasons that your relationships may fail as a dismissive avoidant. So just to be clear, this is not blaming one person. It's not blaming the dismissive avoidant. Obviously, all relationships have multiple sides. And literally it takes two people in a situation to make or break a situation. But this has basically been a requested topic I've had from a lot of different individuals on this channel, in our inbox, all sorts of things, just about like what each attachment style can do to become more aware of their patterns and what likely they are carrying in a way with them that will affect their relationships and relationship dynamics. So I'm going to cover four major things that are really important to be aware of as a dismissive avoidant and to work on. And these are some things that can really be game changers if you just show up and support yourself and heal through these things long term. So the very first thing is the unwillingness to be vulnerable. This is something that is such an important ingredient of relationships. And it's such an important ingredient literally for being able to make it beyond the power struggle stage of relationships in general. So what often I'll see happen is if somebody's not willing to be vulnerable, that's one of the rites of passage to move beyond power struggle, because we have to open up, we have to share our fears, we have to, acknowledge our flaws, we have to ask for feedback, we have to work through things, talk through things. And if we're not willing to be vulnerable, then we really miss those important ingredients necessary to allow to really understand somebody, let somebody in, see them more deeply, be understood more deeply, and all those really important things. And what I see too is vulnerability spirals people. Lack of vulnerability spirals people. When somebody's on the receiving end of that, they don't know what to make of it a lot of the time. So they won't know does this person like me? Are they interested? Are they not? And sometimes when somebody feels feelings and they're not sure if they're reciprocated and they're confused for too long, that person ends up acting out in the relationship. And of course, that person's accountable for their own feelings and ways of approaching that situation. But it affects people when you're around them and with them and not vulnerable in that relationship dynamic. Number two is why relationships can fail is believing that emotions are weak. And sometimes what dismissive avoidants do is because they're afraid of expressing their own emotions or really connecting to their own emotions, because they associate that with just negative outcomes in childhood, then they have a hard time connecting and being really present with other people's emotions. And again, this is something that bonds people in relationships. Three really important, I would say crucial components of relationships are mental connection, emotional connection, and physical connection. And if we're missing one of those major pillars, then that can wreak havoc on a relationship dynamic long term. Number three is not stating your needs and not being willing to receive your needs from other people. Dismissive avoidants can have such a wall up to when it comes to receiving their needs from others. And it's so beautiful and empowering to be able to open up, share that you have needs, share what those things are, and what you're going to feel is understood more often as a byproduct of that. But DAs, they've sort of been conditioned out of believing that they even have needs from other people. And that's important work to do in terms of things to bring back into your life and to see, hey, it's good to give and to receive. And that can be an energetic exchange that really benefits many people long-term, not just yourself, but all the people you're around when you learn to give and to receive from others. And number four is not pushing people away when you feel afraid. Sometimes DAs, when they feel uncomfortable or on the rocks, they just go right into automatically shutting down, as opposed to having that courage that is really scary for DAs, because it's the antithesis of their personality. It's everything they've worked to protect themselves from, it's they have to face. And it's really powerful for a DA to be able to open up and go into the thing they're afraid of and towards it and have that tough conversation, go into that potential conflicting situation, but with assertiveness and some vulnerability combined, go in and open up dialogue, open up conversations. And the more you do that, instead of pushing people away when you feel vulnerable, the better all of this stuff will be. So these are really important things to keep in mind. These are really big reasons that relationships do tend to fail for dismissive avoidance. And you can stay tuned for the rest of this series where I talk about other attachment styles and what may or may not make or break their relationships. And by the way, if you want to do a much deeper dive into this, one of the best courses for this is the Dismissive Avoidant Reprogramming course. It helps you literally reprogram your fears around vulnerability, reconnect the relationship to your own feelings and emotions, release a whole bunch of stored chronic guilt and or not so much guilt, but shame, and self-criticism, and learn to like have a healthier relationship to criticism. There's a whole bunch of stuff covered in there, as well as in the 6 stages of your relationship and how you show up in each of the 6 stages. We have a lifetime promotion that we have going on. And essentially what this does is it gives you access to literally all of our 45 plus courses with all of the workbooks that come with it, all of the subconscious reprogramming exercises and tools. It also gives you access to our 4 live webinars per week and our entire social event calendar, which has social events, study groups, guided morning and evening routines, guided reprogramming exercises, technical support help all the time, feedback webinars where we get to chat with the community, social groups, like just literally a ton of stuff. There's essentially like 2 things per day at PDS. And you get that and accessible to you for life. And so that includes all past courses, all upcoming courses, and then of course the 4 live webinars I mentioned that I do every week with our students to answer questions, to add bonus content, and to really do a much deeper dive into just all the questions that people have. So you can check that out. We have a huge promotion going on. It's literally $1,000 off of our lifetime membership. We don't run these that often, so just wanted to put this out here. We get a lot of questions in the inbox all the time about them. And for people who are already members, if you've joined on recently, you can email our team at info@personaldevelopmentschool.com, and you can ask for any sort of discount rates coming in there because you've just recently signed up, and see if that can sort of fold into your lifetime membership payment. There's different payment plans, scholarship options we always have available at PDS if you reach out to our team as well. So check that all out. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.